Sup everyone, it's that PB single E. It's your boy PB at Kotaku. It's time for another toy bargain hunting outing. We're gonna check out the usual discount stores, perhaps a clearance aisle, and maybe we'll even find a dodo or a unicorn in the wild. Let's see what we can uncover. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. You could also provide additional support through a super or via Patreon linked in the description. But of course, my favorite form of support is when you destroy that goddamn dirty squirrel, especially when she's taking a dump in public. Make sure she pays for her crimes against humanity. With that out of the way, let's find some treasure. It's a bright and early 8 AM starting off at Target. If you're wondering why I'm here first instead of Ross, it will become apparent in a few minutes. They really should make these fraud awareness signs bigger. Do not redeem code, as the bench scammer says. So we're starting off at the card section because it's on the way to the toy section, and just to get it out of the way, no Pokemon cards. I believe Target keeps them at the customer service desk whenever they do get them. And of course, some of the plentiful items consist of those rip-off junk boxes by Fairfield Company / Excel Brands. Do yourself a favor and stay away from these. They are a waste of money. The only thing worse than spending your money on this is paying a Pokemon card scalper the prices they set on the items they scalp. It's better to just leave them there. Moving on, we have some Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Commander decks. Man, I'm still mulling over buying a Final Fantasy Commander deck, only for it to drop $20 in price a month later. As for the booster packs, there's a few from different Magic the Gathering sets, but I mostly saw Lorcana booster packs. I know the craze is Pokemon cards, and there will always be large player bases for Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, but do we have any Lorcana enjoyers here? Sound off in the comments. I actually have a Lorcana bundle that I bought from Costco, which I have yet to open. Me with more sealed stuff. Shocker, right? As for foundations, with the set being standard legal till 2029, I guess Wizards is gonna find a way to repackage the cards so they'll still sell. I could imagine these sets going on clearance in the not so distant future. Okay, we're done here. Now to get over to the toy section, and it looks like Target began making dedicated clearance areas for the items that have been marked down for the past month or so. I guess it's time to make room for the next cycle of products that will also likely get hit with clearance prices. Now, the level of discount does vary from item to item. I've seen signs that have said the percent off ranges from 30 to 70, so I guess that answers my previous question in regards to what's the highest discount Target gives. It's 70% off. I saw a lot of these on clearance when I was in NorCal during the previous outing. I know Red Hulk was 70% off, and I'm pretty sure that Black Series Range Trooper was half off, which translates to $12.50. I'll come back to the clearance section later. I spent too much time standing around, and I need to get to where the Marvel Legends action figures are at. If you're a Marvel Legends enjoyer, you know exactly what I'm looking for. I've seen multiple Reddit users posting their success stories, and let's see if I can match that. There is a gentleman standing here, and I didn't want to get him on camera, so for now, I'm staying close to the shelves. Spider-Man stuff's cool, but it's not what I'm looking for at the moment. Wait, was that a Venomized T-Rex toy over there? Interesting, but as we creep closer... Marvelous! I got my hands on the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Psylocke vs Thanos 2-pack. Pre-order sold out fast, but only 6 days after release, I got the W. Normally I don't like paying retail, but this is something I'm willing to make an exception for. It also helps that I have a Circle promo deal that's $10 off a $60 purchase. Although, at $59.99, I'm a penny off. I gotta find another thing to buy. If it seems like I'm not focusing, that's because... that's the case. I was kinda in a daze after finding something scarce that I really wanted. I don't pay scalper prices, and if it got too difficult to get at retail, then it wasn't meant to be. Taking a second look, like most people, I'm mainly interested in the Psylocke action figure because, well, what X-Men fan wouldn't be? Thanos wasn't anything to sneeze at neither. Well, I guess I could start looking around again. One thing I noticed right away is that all the clearance tags are gone, and anything that was on clearance was moved to the end caps where we looked at clearance merch earlier. The Super Mario section is pretty much dead, but hey, there's some new Sonic the Hedgehog merch. Oh, that's Pet Simulator. Anyways, back to Sonic, and here's something interesting. The Hammer Egg Robot Diorama set. It seems like this is a follow-up to the Giant Eggman Robot Battle set. This thing is kinda pricey at 45 bucks. Maybe I could hold out and see if this goes to 70% off. Up here we have a new wave of the 4-inch action figures by Jakks Pacific. I'm not hearing good things about that Knuckles, but that Trip action figure looks cool. Should I add this to my purchase to take advantage of the Circle deal? You know what, I think I want to look around a little more before I make a decision. I saw this posted on Reddit and it's definitely got my attention. Pixel style figures of Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails. This is another set that I'm tempted to buy at full retail price, but as they seem to be sitting, maybe I'll wait for at least another circle deal. And seriously, there's so much great Sonic merch. That giant Mega Sonic looks just as good as the 4-inch version I got at Ross recently. It lights up too, that's neat. Other than that, with everything here at full price, there's really not much for me to go over. As much as possible, I'd like to avoid highlighting stuff that's priced at retail. The exceptions to that rule are for things that are really hard to find at MSRP and are super expensive elsewhere due to scalpers. I mean, that's why I felt like showing off the Psylocke vs Thanos 2-pack. Also, if you're having trouble finding that set, just keep waiting. There's been a constant stream of people posting their finds on Reddit, and I think with time, more and more are gonna flood Target shelves. So, I went back to the clearance section and grabbed the Star Wars Epic Hero Series 2-pack featuring Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. I believe I last saw this for 50% off, and why don't we see what the clearance price is like now? Beep! 70% off. That's basically $2.25 per action figure. If Ross ever got these, I don't think their regular pricing would be this good. It's an easy buy, but this won't work for my circle deal as clearance items are excluded from the offer. I have to choose something that's regular price. And you know what? I've made my decision. I'm gonna buy that 4-inch Jack specific Trip action figure to get that $10 off promo. I'll split that $10 discount between my MSRP purchases to help me feel better about myself, but that'll be for later. For now, we're gonna see what's at this Ross, and although the end cap isn't that interesting, I gotta appreciate how neat, organized, and presentable it is. Isn't that something? No dick sucker prices. Who cares? Yeah, you're right. Finally, some new anime figures. We have a ReZero Rem Roomwear version Noodle Stopper figure. Say that 5 times fast. Been seeing a lot of those lately. It's a pretty cute figure. I like the outfit. I prefer Blue Twin. And she costs 15 smackers. I wish ReZero figures went back to $10. Those were the days. Which were only a few months ago, and I feel like that organized front end cap was a total facade or Potemkin village because the rest of the shelves at the toy section were disorganized like usual. I'm gonna pretend that I didn't see that creepy twin baby doll 2-pack. The plushie section is getting emptier and emptier, and both the high C's are gone, so no need for me to stick around. Not much among the chaos over here. I guess we have to go deeper to find something. Yes, my favorite combo, shelves that are on the emptier side yet still messy. I honestly don't think there's going to be any significant additions to the Funko Pop figures until the holiday season. I used to see new stock all the time, and now it's few and far between. These Forever Clever Sonic figures aren't moving that fast, nor is that Dev Series action figure, but I know the Sonic ones are going to sell eventually. They won't hit clearance prices, but here's something that will, a Super 7 half transformed Mechagodzilla re-action figure with a de-esser price. No doubt it's cool, but it's not 15 clams cool. We got a familiar face here, a Star Wars Epic Hero Series Sabine Wren for a very affordable $3. I bought one of these a while ago. Here's a Sonic the Hedgehog Studiopolis playset and it remains at $15. That's incorrect pricing and it will need to dip a lot more to sell. Someone stole something from that Paw Patrol set. Come on, it's like $5, why steal something that cheap? And there's another Sonic thing, and of course it's another one of those Forever Clever things. I'm kinda getting tired of seeing those already. Up next on the docket, we have Atreus from God of War Ragnarok for $13, a bit more expensive than the Aloy action figure from the same line. We're done with this Ross, and I recently found out there's a Pokemon Center vending machine on my toy bargain hunting route. I wish I learned about this sooner. When I got to the vending machine, the only thing available was a single Destined Rivals booster pack. I remember a GameStop employee tried to tell me that MSRP for booster packs increased to $8 and that he saw that pricing at a Pokemon Center vending machine. Wrong. I think that dude saw a third-party scalper machine and assumed it was an official one. That or he had something to gain by spreading misinformation. This was my very first Destined Rivals purchase. It's not much, but it's a start. It's crazy to think that buying sealed Pokemon cards for retail is considered a deal right now. It wasn't that long ago that I was able to get Scarlet and Violet sets on a buy one get one free clearance deal at GameStop. Like I said during my last outing, I love the presentation on these official Pokemon Center vending machines. The Pikachu illustrations are so damn cute. Alright, let's pick up my spoils. That is one for the ages, and we got a pack featuring Ho-Oh. Well, with everything else sold out, I guess it's time to get out of here and head over to the next stop. I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to be able to get more than one booster pack. Wait, what the hell? Did more stock just become available? I know the vending machines periodically release stock, but holy crap, I didn't expect it to happen immediately after I made a purchase. Getting these is a no-brainer, a Journey Together booster pack and a Surging Sparks booster bundle. I never bought a single thing from either of these sets, but that changes now. Jeez, with my Target purchase I made like 5 minutes ago in video time and maybe 30-ish minutes ago in real time, I already spent over $100. Great way to start off an early Saturday morning. I mean, it sucks that I spent that kind of money, but I'm happy with the products that I got. The Surging Sparks bundle is first. Will I get the Pikachu EX? Probably not, but that's fine. Now for my Journey Together pack. I honestly still can't believe that Pokemon cards have become like this again. It's even worse than the pandemic era of Pokemon card scalping. At this time last year, there were pallets of 151 ETB and Paldea Legends tin bundles sitting around at Costco. Heck, you used to be able to walk into any retail location and buy Pokemon booster packs at a moment's notice, but not anymore. It won't be forever though. Every kingdom eventually falls and the scalpers will inevitably take a bath full of L's. In the meantime, let's focus on our current stop, Burlington. We got some Block Tech premium builds here. You could so tell they're ripping off the LEGO botanical sets, and I don't know what's going on here. Some RGB BS or something like that. And here's the number 2 when it comes to brick toys, Mega Blocks. Nothing special there. And speaking of nothing special, this Burlington is flooded with those crappy helicopter character things. I don't even know how those things work, and honestly, they look rather lame. By the way, because I started at Target, I had to take off my red flannel long sleeve because I didn't want to be mistaken as an employee there. I haven't put it back on yet, but I'll do so eventually. Alright, let's check out the plushie section. I see some new stuff, but we could skip those things. I found a rather interesting Hello Kitty plush pillow hybrid thing. There's a plush, but it's also a cushion. It's like Hello Kitty fused with a cushion. Anyways, this thing costs $10. I don't know if that's a good price because I can't find any online listings. You could be the judge. Let's see what else is around. And I have no idea what I'm doing here. No clue as to why I decided to set that in a lying down position. I'm a fucking weirdo. Sometimes even I don't understand what the hell I'm doing. And the area where the good stuff was usually placed appears to be no more. This was the most lackluster I've seen the toy section at this Burlington. I think it's safe to move on from here. Let's head over to the next stop, which is the Ross with the organized and neat shelves. I'm starting off at the side shelf, and here's something for the Bluey enjoyers. I'm still not keeping track of which discount store has the best prices for Bluey merch, but if you figured it out, let me know. We saw the Spider-Man metal fig set last time. The price is actually rather decent, but no thanks. Look at all those squish-along sets. I'm waiting for reduced prices on those bad boys before I even consider biting, and will I find the rare squish-alongs? Considering my track record, probably not. Well, there's not much else to see here, so let's move on. Oh, another Sonic diorama set. That still has the add a touch loser pricing. I told you there wasn't much to see. Onward to the main shelves, and hopefully the area is clear of the other customers. Now that is organized. The shelf almost feels like a library bookshelf with everything being so flush and uniform. Well, at least with the first part we saw. You know what? It's still actually rather neat. It was just that one bit that looked off. Here's a Turtles of Grayskull Leonardo action figure that's had this missing label ticket for a minute. I'm actually surprised this is still here. The Turtles of Grayskull stuff moved really fast, but those rip-off $15 Joes certainly aren't gonna move. For now anyways, we got some more nice looking organization and a few random things in the corner. Skibbity toilet? Man, get that the hell out of here. I just noticed the very left side of that exact shelf level was messy on the other shelf as well. Maybe whoever organized this area did that deliberately. Now I'm gonna do another sweep of the shelves to make sure I didn't miss anything. I mean, come on, how could you not like that? It's so much easier and less time consuming for me to search when everything is organized. I can see everything with minimal effort. If I miss something, it's because I wasn't paying attention. And here's something worth noting. This Ross lowered the Deluxe Bowser's Airship playset to the correct price of 25 clams. Took long enough. I did notice something else that got a correct reduction. This 2.5-inch action figure of Amy Rose by Jakks Pacific. She's back to Ross's original pricing of $4. Though, I wish these were slightly cheaper. Alright, we're done here, so let's move on to the checkout area, and I saw some new stuff right off the bat. A few Q-Posket Chainsaw Man anime figures. First up we got Denji, and we also have a few Power figures. Oh, and it's actually not just Chainsaw Man. Here's an MHA Ejido Kirishima Q-Posket figure. $13 has been the standard pricing for Q-Posket figures at Ross, and it hasn't changed. For now anyways. I always like seeing Transformers merch, but I feel like this Megatron and similar Transformers from this line are a bit underwhelming, especially at 500 pennies. That Optimus Prime fits the bill as well, and even more so for those rip-off Super 7 G.I. Joes. I honestly thought these giant Pokemon Funko Pop figures were going to sell out, especially at $10 freaking dollars, but I'm guessing Cresselia isn't a very popular character. And maybe I missed it on camera, but if we're going just off this footage, it looks like there's only one running Naruto anime vinyl figure left. Interesting, and we saw this Noodle Stopper Rem figure at the previous Ross, and I believe that's the same number of Arishams that I saw here last time as well. The rest of the merch are recent finds, so no need to highlight them again, but here's a single Gujitsu Knuckle stretchy thing for 30 dimes. That's a little too expensive. Let's get out of here and move on to the next Ross. We're about 15 minutes into this toy bargain hunting outing. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to slap me with a like, hit me with a sub, and if you feel like I earned one, throw a super in my direction. Thank you for your never-ending support, and I really appreciate everything you all do for me. Back to whatever the hell we're looking at. And I guess it's another Dead Series Powers pack set, but this time the tag's ripped off. Isn't that great? Messy shells and everything's all mixed together. See, that's why I like the previous Raw so much. It's nice seeing all of the like items together, so that's where you know where all of them are at. This is hella first world problems, but I prefer not to see Paw Patrol paraphernalia mixed in with Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, mixed in with Marvel merchandise, mixed in with a baby bottle that doesn't even belong there. We're at the end cap, and from Five Guys at Freddy's, here's a Jacko Bonnie action figure. That's perfect since the discount stores are filling up with Halloween decor. $5 ain't bad, and if I had to go off the images of the action figures on the back of the packaging, Jacko Bonnie looks like the best one. And we still have Reva, the GOAT of the Star Wars Retro Collection. Moving on. That Micro Galaxy Squadron ship has been at several Raw stores collecting dust forever, and I'm finally seeing it get a price cut, though it's still not working. Still got a Turtles of Grayskull Clam Champ if anyone hasn't already got one, and we have more Star Wars ships, this time from the Hot Wheels brand. Sith Infiltrator. I'm so unfamiliar with Star Wars that I didn't even know it was Darth Maul's Starfighter. I had to look it up. I'm about to tap out from this end cap, and while editing, I did notice I missed some stuff I hadn't seen before, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure I was able to rectify that later in the day. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Take it with a grain of sugar. I did a second sweep of the shelves to see if I missed anything, and that ended up being a waste. I did notice the Limit Breaker Broly action figures here had price fixes, but it hasn't helped them move a single unit. The checkout area was kinda everywhere. They had all sorts of things, old stuff that's been sitting around, new stuff, and even some returning merch. Among the new items was a Cute Posket Sailor Neptune in a formal dress, which was 13 clams like the other Cute Posket figures. Among the old stuff was a Retro Collection Sabine Wren, and among the returning merch, we had a Star Wars Black Series KB from the Skeleton Crew, and the action figure was still $6. Get her while she's still around. KB wasn't the only piece of returning merch at Ross. Grandista Jolene Cujo recently made a comeback to the store, although I'm pretty sure she's been at DD's discounts this whole time. Also, I'm willing to bet her Pokemon Stone Free in its Grandista figure form is still present at other Ross stores. Man, it's really cramped here, but at least I'm not being crowded by people. You know what? I think it's time to wrap up here and head over to our next stop, the 3D, DD's discounts. It's looking quite organized here. I like that. I could see matching items together, and it's pleasing on the eyes. Even in the morning, DD's discounts is always more organized and oh good lord, that is the stuff of nightmares. Anyways, let's see if we could find some good stuff. I ain't gonna lie, but if Kid Me got that generic Fire Rescue set, I'd be the happiest kid in the world. These again, the low quality, never clever Sonic the Hedgehog minifigures. I already said I'm getting sick of seeing those, right? Well, if I didn't, I'm saying it again. I'm sick of seeing them. But now, for some new stuff that I have yet to get tired of seeing. A WWE Elite Collection action figure of the bad guy, Razor Ramon. This is part of a Build-A-Figure line which has pieces to assemble the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. $10 is a pretty good price. The lowest online listing I could find was 25 clams, and those were all from third-party sellers. I wouldn't buy this whole wave, but if I came across that Lita action figure, I might go for that. I put this down because I wanted to think on it. $10 is still kinda high for an action figure I feel lukewarm about. And here's another Micro Galaxy Squadron Starfighter. It's only a launch edition, so it's nothing special. There's mostly outdoor stuff on this part of the shelf, and the plushie section isn't much neither, though I love how they organize what little they had. We're doing some backtracking, and I happened to find a Legends of Akato TMNT Versus pack featuring Donatello and Slash. I've said this before, but the artwork and presentation of the packaging is a lot more appealing than the toys themselves. It's S-tier art with B-tier looking toys. However, I did find something S tier, a Masters of the Universe Vintage Collection Skeletor action figure. I saw posts people made about finding these at Ross, but I had no luck. Just a few weeks later, DD's discounts came in clutch. I'm gonna let you all know something. I bought this from Walmart when it released and even paid shipping, a grand total of $30. The three I found here don't even add up to that. I really thought the Skeletor was gonna sell out and get crazy expensive like the new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor. Even though I own one already, I think I want to have one sealed and have one opened. It's only 70 dimes, maybe I can average the cost between the two I bought to save my ego. Wow, I really was just standing there staring at this for an eternity, wasn't I? That took a minute, but it's all good. After finding the Vintage Collection Skeletor, I 100% decided not to get the Razor Ramon action figure. I'll spend money on something I really want instead of on something I maybe kinda sorta want, but not really. Sometimes I only find one or two notable things at DD's discounts, but fortunately for everyone's viewing pleasure, there's still more things to see. Like this $3 Apex Legends Revenant action figure by Jack Pacific. I opened up a Pathfinder action figure from the same line and I could easily say they're worth the 3 smackers. Man, I can't get over the fact that I found Vintage Collection Skeletor action figures. I was so tempted to get them all because the action figures are so cool, but what's the point in doing that? As I was leaving, an employee was restocking the toy section and I was a bit curious as to what was being put out. I'm glad I waited because this is what I saw. A Fortnite Agents Room diorama set featuring 2 Brutus solo mode style action figures. One of them is a black and white ghost version, and the other is solid gold! Or maybe it's piss yellow with that hue. It's certainly not as gold as it appears to be in that illustration. Anyways, 10 bucks is a great price and this goes for $29 online. I still see these at my DD's discount stores, so it doesn't seem like they're selling fast. Get them while you can. Look, I forgot to bring the clear tote bags again. Though that agent set won't fit in the ones I bought. Alright, now we can get out of here and go to the checkout area. Let's see if there's been any new things added since the last time I was here. My Hero Academia, Matchmaker's Go Tanks, Gruntista, Stonefree is still here, Chainsaw Man Power anime figure, a whole bunch of Funko Pop stuff like Mysterio, and I don't know what the hell that is. The checkout area for the most part looks like how it did 2 weeks prior to this outing. One of the few differences I saw was that there was only one solid gold Age of Heroes All Might figure left. I remember there was like 3 before. There's some Demon Slayer anime stuff, but I already highlighted them in previous videos. Here's a Funko Pop figure of Ned Leeds from the MCU. I think he's cool, but I have no interest in owning a Funko Pop figure of him. Over to the left were most of the minifigures. There was lots of Sanrio stuff, and I found another Legends of Akato Sonic the Hedgehog vs pack. The Tails vs Shadow art is my favorite, but unfortunately, the packaging was damaged, so that's a definite no for me. I think it's time to get out of here and see what's going on at Five Below. I spent so much time at the previous stops that I was able to go to this Five Below again. It's usually still closed when I'm in the area. And of course, I'm starting off in the Sanrio section, which seems to be jumbled up with a whole bunch of other stuff. We have a handful of Flock Figure 2-packs. Some of them are sports themed, but this Tuxedo Sam and Cinnamoroll set stood out to me because of how scuffed Cinnamoroll appears. It looks like he's melting. I own most of these and have yet to open them. What a surprise. However, you can still clearly see them in the packaging. I think this one's the best out of the ones we've seen here, and just give me a few seconds to stack these neatly, or at least leave them similar to how I found them. Sure, I've chucked stuff that annoyed me like the $15 Super Mario action figures at Ross, but for the most part I don't like contributing to the mess that already exists in most discount stores. Looks like Five Below still has plenty of the Hello Kitty and Friends Mini Vehicle 3-packs. I might be wrong, but I wonder if some of these things are Five Below exclusive. There's quite a few Sanrio items here that I've never seen elsewhere. This was pretty much it for Five Below. There were no Squishmallows, which actually surprised me. That was a first. As for the candy section, there were blue Airheads, but you know what? I meant to get a full bag after filming, but I forgot. Oh well. It's time to move on to another Ross. This was the one where the toy section was shrunk down to make room for dog beds, and here's something interesting. The dog beds were greatly reduced and they made the toy section bigger. I'm all for that. Let's see if we can find anything interesting here. I've already bought so much that I'm low-key hoping I don't come across more things I want to buy. These $4 Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Puzzle blind boxes are occasionally showing up at Ross. I'm good. We got another 2-in-1 transforming Bumblebee mask with no clearance pricing. I'm good. An Amazing Heroes Hawks and Age of Heroes Kyokujiro that were $10 not too long ago. I'm good. A Transformers Legacy United 3-pack featuring ThunderCon, Nightwind, and Calciumtron. I'm good, but only because I already bought one. Assorted junk-ass Funko Pop figures. I'm good. Q-Posket anime figures? I'm good. $20 One Piece anime figure? I'm good. Cereal mascots? I'm good. Running Naruto vinyl figures by Culturefly? Oh, you better believe I'm good. Okay, what the hell's going on here? I swear there were only like 6 of these last time I was here, and it seems like more Kage Bunshin their way into existence and won't go away. I took count of how many there were at the time, but I forgot the amount, and I'm not counting again. Here's something I've been seeing often at multiple discount stores. Let me pull it out of hiding. It's a Galaxy Goldmine. It appears to be a board game, but I'm not really sure how it works. Do kids even play board games anymore? I know I see them for sale, but I wonder how they would be interested in board games when they have Minecraft and Roblox at their disposal. The last time I was here, the right half of the shelf was on the emptier side, and while it wasn't as empty this time, it still seemed like there was something lacking. I get the feeling this Ross is gonna dismantle a portion of the right side of the toy section to make room for something else. That's a shame, especially when they just got rid of the dog beds too. Let's move on to the section with the merch hanging on the hooks. Maybe we'll find a neat action figure or two. The last time we were here, the section shrunk down, but now it's been expanded. However, the end caps in the main toy aisle are gone, and they pretty much consolidated everything into this area, so I guess it balances out. Despite the massive amount of space and merch here, there really wasn't much to go over. I saw a lot of repeat offenders like that Retro Collection Bo-Katan action figure and the Bendy Figs Bela Lugosi Dracula. At first, I thought I saw a Transformer, but it turned out to be a Marvel Mech Strike Thor. The packaging looked very similar to the 3.5-inch line of Transformers, and I just realized both Chris Hemsworth and Paul Rudd were chilling next to each other there. There's only one more area left to check out, and it's the small section right across the hooks. It's pretty damn messy, but I did spot something in the rubble, a Q-Posket Princess Saturn anime figure. Not only has there been a lot of Q-Posket figures at Ross, but I feel like most of them have been from the Sailor Moon series. Like I said with the other Q-Posket figures, I'm good. And why am I not surprised with seeing no clearance price on that still? Good lord, that's a disgusting stain on the wall there. Anyways, I guess Ross wanted to keep that thing forever. Before I get out of here, there was an action figure of Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor here. If I said that wrong, oh well. Let's move on to DD's discounts. I saw something cool right off the bat here. What do you think I'm referring to? If you guessed a vintage collection Skeletor action figure, you are right. Unfortunately, there's no physical prize, just brownie points. Oh, there's an Agent's Room playset here as well. DD's discounts has been popping off lately, and oh my god, I've been seeing this World of Halo Manta set for a while, and I am so tempted to buy one since it's got a good price. However, I bought way too much stuff, and I gotta exert some self-control, especially if I come across something even cooler later during the outing. Dang, a new Eternia Fisto. 2 or 3 months ago, I was bemoaning the fact that there was a lack of Masters of the Universe merch at discount stores, and now it's been blowing up. New Eternia Evil Lyn, Turtles of Grayskull, Vintage Collection Skeletor, and now that. I didn't buy one because I already found one at Ross about 2 or 3 months ago before things really took off. I know it's not gonna happen, but if somehow New Eternia Skeletor made its way to discount stores, I think I'd shit myself. That was pretty much it in terms of the cool new finds at the toy section for this DD's discounts. I did do a little more digging just in case, but nothing else turned up. Let's see what things lie in wait at the checkout area. It's looking samey same over here, and what the hell happened with this? How did Pudding get like that? Oh well, it's not anything to worry about. And okay, it looks like another big restock of those Hello Kitty and Friends 2-packs have flooded discount stores again. I'm seeing them constantly. And I hope to see a little more variation with Apex Legends action figures at discount stores. And by variation, I mean something that I don't own yet. That's pretty much it for the checkout area, but there's also a display nearby that typically holds anime figures, so let's check that out. We're starting off with a lot of the same stuff we've seen already, but there was a new find. That was clearly right there, but I'm not highlighting yet. For whatever reason, I'm looking at all the old over 10 Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. At least they don't have the dick sucker prices of yore. Okay, here we go. Here's an Amazing Heroes. Who the hell is this guy again? Help me out here. As for the price, the tag is messed up, and rather critically, the dollar portion is obscured, so I can't tell if it's 100 dimes or 1200 pennies. I know I could find out the price if I ask to have it scanned at the register, but that's too much of a hassle for me and the cashier, so no thank you. There was a lot here, but too bad there was only one new thing. What just happened here? Did the display transform and spawn different figures? Of course not. I'm at Ross now, and there's a whole bunch of Q-Posket figures here as well. For 12 bucks each, we have Denji, Sailor Moon, and Muzan Kibutsuji. That's a good start if you're a Q-Posket enjoyer. Down low, here's something we've seen earlier today, Power from Chainsaw Man, and if we swing over to the right, there's Princess Neptune once again, and we also have Chibi Usa. This is just me, but once she was introduced, that really turned me off from the series. I think that really started my dislike for annoying kid characters in anime. It's likely a contributing factor as to why I absolutely hated Umaru. Anyone remember that piece of shit garbage character? I won't even put up a picture of her because I don't want to see that degen. We got Mech Strike Thor again. After taking a closer and longer look, the action figure looks decent for its size and the cost, which is $4. Is it just me, or is Stormbreaker shaped like a gun? That's odd, but here's the bigger deal for me. We got Iron Man, and I just realized this is part of the Epic Hero series. If I ever get around to opening this, I'll have to see how it matches up with the ones from Star Wars. Iron Man's 4 clams as well, and being an enjoyer of the character, I'm obviously gonna buy it. Just give me a few seconds to acquire it because I decided to look at other stuff. Like, why am I looking at the Anime Heroes Renji Abara action figure, one with a crappier reduced price than the other Raw stores which had him at 9 clams rather than 10? Alright, there we go. Now I could tell the man to cue the jingle. Look who it is again, KB from the Skeleton Crew. It looks like the first one I saw wasn't merely a return, it seems like there was a bit of a restock. I wonder if more Skeleton Crew action figures will return, maybe there's something in the toy section proper. Shortly after getting into this area, I saw something rather hilarious. Don't worry, I'm gonna double back to it. You see it? There's a Transformers 1 Optimus Prime, covered in slime. Hey, that was a rhyme. Hey, so was that. It's like I'm the Cat in the Hat here, or Dr. Seuss, or whatever. I'm assuming some bratty kid opened up one of the slime jars and made a mess. Speaking of mess, that was definitely the case at this Ross. I forgot to mention this earlier, but this was the last stop of the day, and I'm actually going to spoil the rest by informing you that I found nothing noteworthy in the toy section. With that said, let's move over to this outing's haul. So that Epic Hero Series Paz Vizsla action figure was something I found during my last outing, but I made a boo-boo and forgot to include it in my final tally, so I'll do it in this one. I'd say it's a pretty good haul, and the one thing I'll boast about is that no matter how much I want something, scalpers will never profit off me. And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing. It was another successful run and I'm really happy with what I bought. Thank you for coming along for the ride, and if you made it this far, type Pokemon in the comments. If you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.